Now we have a donut recipe number 4. This one, what I'm going to do different is I'm going to add the bread flour and tapioca starch right here. But everything else is the same. So I already add the egg and you already have the sugar in there. Now I have the melted butter and I have the warm milk. Give this a little stir. Break up the egg. And then I'm going to add the yeast. And give this a little stir. And then we're going to add the nutmeg. 90 grams of bread flour. And the balance will be in tapioca starch. Okay. And then tapioca starch. You can get that at the Asian store, the tapioca starch. And we'll bring this to 140. Balance tapioca starch and 140, 131, 139, because I did 1 over on the bread flour. Okay, we're going to mix this all up. Okay, it's very wet though because the tapioca starch doesn't have a lot of, doesn't absorb a lot, so definitely I'm going to add more flour. So I'm going to do this a tablespoon at a time, so that way you know how much. So 1 tablespoon. So we did the 140. Recap here. So it was 90 grams of flour, or 91 grams of flour, and then the balance was in tapioca starch, and the dough is still wet. So I had another tablespoon in there, and it's still wet. I already know that. So I add another tablespoon of flour before I put in the dough hook, so that way it can ride up the hook, because if it's too wet it won't go up. And I'm filling the dough now. It's more stable, so we can put it into the dough hook now. Okay, we have the donut number 4 in the beater. Now we're going to bring up number 4 speed and see if we need any more flour. Doesn't look like it. Doing a good job. We will know after a beat for a few more seconds. Alright, spreading out. So I'm going to put in a half a teaspoon of flour only. Half a teaspoon. Okay, we're going to put in another half teaspoon of flour. This is bread flour. Number 6. This is what happened after 3 minutes. At speed number 6, after 3 minutes, you can see the dough is totally pulling together. I think I'm going to give it another minute. So this dough seems like it needs a little more time. So you see how smoothly it's getting? So just that few seconds, you can see that the dough is really climbing up the hook. So this dough I beat the longest, so I think it's ready. Donut number 4, just spray a little bit so it won't stick, and we'll put a saran wrap over this, and we're gonna let it rest. Recipe number 4. So this has tapioca starch, bread flour, and milk. So that is the difference. It's only in the flour. So I mix, everything's the same as all the 3 recipe except the flour. It has bread flour. I mix tapioca starch and bread flour. So this has double in size. come out nice and easy. And I'm just going to flatten it out. Now, like I said, try to cut as close to the edge because you don't want to re-roll it. This one is not as soft. It didn't have buttermilk working with the dough. And I'm going to show you how to use the scrap. You can re-roll it depending on how tough your dough is. It might still be good, might not be good. That's the first cut. But you can always use the scrap for apple fritter. Okay, put on wax sheet of paper so that way when you're ready to fry them, you won't deflate the donuts. This is donut number 4. This has tapioca starch in it. All 4 donut recipe have cooked and they have cooled down a little bit. They're still a little bit warm. That's why you haven't seen the glaze harden. And donut 3 and donut 4. I did some with cinnamon sugar, but my sister-in-law has volunteered. Okay, I'm going to cut up a piece for you to try. Okay, sister-in-law, take number 1. What do you think?
I like the texture of this donut.
This one's made with all-purpose flour, egg, and butter, just like a basic dough.
It is a basic dough. But it's not bad. It's good. I would buy it.
Okay, you need a cup of water before you test number 2.
That would probably be a good idea.
Oh, this has cooled down. Look at it, cracked right here. See how it starts glazing over the crack? Okay, number 2.
You can tell by picking this one up that the texture of this one is much lighter than number 1.
So this one has bread flour. That's the only difference.
And I know that you used the same seasonings at number 2 as you did number 1. But number 2 actually carries the flavor better. And the texture is great.
The bread flour? Okay, let me have a taste too. I'll taste it with you too. It's more spongy, lighter. Yes, I like number 2 as well. Number 1 was not as light. Let's do number 3. I'm eating number 3 too.
It has good flavor. It's a little bit more doughy. Just a little. Not so that you would actually know, but it does. It's a very good donut.
Number 3 has buttermilk. I changed it. Instead of a whole egg, I just did egg white only. So it's a little bit heavier, but it's still a good donut.
That may account for the crispiness in that donut.
Yes, so it's a little crispy. You're right.
Yeah, the shell is crispy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's try number 4. Okay, after you.
Very light.
Oh yeah, this is the lightest donut out of all 4 of them.
It is the lightest.
It's because I have bread flour, a mixture of bread flour and tapioca starch. But everything else is the same.
Everything else is the same, but this is a very unique donut in the sense that the others actually taste more donutty, if that makes any sense to
Yeah,
anyone.
you're right. Texture-wise.
Texture-wise, yeah.
This one is too light for a donut.
I would say this would make a good
Beignet?
Yeah, maybe a good beignet because it.
Maybe roll it in cinnamon sugar.
Right, number 2 was my absolute best.
So 1, 2, 4 individually by itself all tastes good. Viewer, it's up to you. What do you want? We described the texture, so your choice. Bon appetit. See you in the next video. Leftover donut dough, you know, when you were cutting the donuts, the leftover one, they you can use them to make apple fritter. So all you gotta do is expand them out like this, no shape, form, and then sprinkle some cinnamon. You can sprinkle as much cinnamon as you like. We already pre-cut some apple, so depending on how much apple you like, but this one is half an apple, half a big, this is a gala apple, and sprinkle some cinnamon on top. You like more cinnamon, then do more cinnamon, because remember, after this we're going to glaze it, so just mix it, the apple and the cinnamon, and you're just going to fold over. So you can do a lot of different layers. Fold over the apple in there. See, so you can pull the dough, break the dough open. It's okay. There's no wrong way of doing this. So you're just incorporating the apple into the dough. That's all. And then once you got it all incorporated, then you're just gonna let it sit. So, and I'm gonna cut the dough because I don't want take too long to cook, so I'm going to cut to it. You see all the different layers? See all the different layer apples? I'm going to cut into the dough. So that way it will cook smaller. And you just squish the balance of the apple in there. You got the nice layer in there already. Okay? Fritter. These are apple fritter after they have set for about an hour, and we're just going to put it right into the oil. Release. This is ready. We're going to dip it in here and we're going to glaze it. And then we're going to powder sugar some too. See how the apple here still stay in the dough? As long as you get it inside the dough, when it fluff up, it's still good. So after I glaze these, I would also cinnamon sugar them too, because the dough's not really sweet, so it can take it. I'm going to take this one and shake it in a cinnamon sugar bag. This will be the, you can put it into a bowl, but I was thinking shaking it would be better. See, look at that. And you even can shake the one that already been glazed too. Get double sugar. See, glaze and sugar. Apple fritter has cooled down, and we're gonna have a little taste. I found AJ who helped me taste this apple fritter. So I did donut, and these are the scraps from the donuts, and I turned them to apple fritter. So here, this one is the glaze and sugar at the same time. So why don't you taste this, AJ?
Okay. Mmm, delicious.
I didn't taste it either. Let me see. It's glaze and sugar. Let's taste the one without the... It is sweet. So if you like it sweet.
It's a slight crisp to the apple. It tastes good.
Mm-hmm. Here, try the one that is glaze only. This one, go ahead.
Hmm. Oh wow, that's good also.
So which one do you like better?
I actually like the one that's glazed.
Mm-hmm.
Just glazed. You taste more of the apple and the... I like it. You taste more of the apple and the actual texture of it. The first one was really good. You get that punch of sweetness, that kick. But this right here, just like all natural right here, with a slight taste of the apple. It's delicious. Love it.
Great. Thank you so much for your input. And now, viewer, it's your choice. Which one you like, glaze or sugar or double? Bon appetit. See you in the next video.